I have some great guests with me. Look at that handsome couple. Goodness gracious, there they are.
Hi, Bruce.
Hey there. Hey there. Great to have you. I want to introduce everybody. I want you to know who you're looking at right now. I've gotten to know these people in the last few weeks. And Lauren and I feel like we've known you forever. And she keeps saying to me, are we going to be friends later? Are we going to be friends afterwards? I said, I think we will be, because I think, we're so similar. So I want everybody out there to know more about you. Dr. Keith and Dr. Bella, they're a husband and wife team, and they've both created the holistic physicians and doctors of Oriental medicine who came together to create Agape Healing Arts, a health and wellness center. Oh, so much fun to just sit around and hang out there. It's right in Tequesta, Florida, and Bella and Keith offer an incredible approach to healing the body, the mind, and the spirit. Their motto is healthy body, peaceful mind, and a joyful heart. And that's the way they approach their work. And they utilize a variety of traditional and time-tested modalities, including traditional Chinese medicine, acupuncture, cranial sacral therapy. Oh, sorry. And Arvigo Maya abdominal therapy, which we're going to talk a lot more about, because this is something that's taking the world by storm. Dr. Keith is a master teacher and practitioner of the martial and healing arts, and I was there yesterday. It was a great class. Oh, wonderful. And so, and his path began as an elite high school and college athlete. My God, I even heard you say that you were an All-American at one point, which is really crazy. Bella is a mother of 4 amazing children and a midwife who has assisted in the delivery of over 300 babies around the world. What an incredible story you guys have. And so I want to welcome you both to the show. Welcome, Dr. Keith and Dr. Bella.
Hi, Bruce. Good to see you again.
Thank you. We're so happy to be here.
Well, I've been looking forward to this. I'm so glad that you were able to join me, and I want people to know about you, because you're in a place like Tequesta. When people hear about Jupiter in Fort Lauderdale or Miami, they go, "Where? Huh? I don't think I've ever heard of Jupiter." And Tequesta is another incredible community, just slightly north. A lot of it is right on the beach, right on the ocean. A lot of our celebrities and golfers and all these incredibly well-to-do and successful people live there. It's just a great, great area. And I'm thrilled that you guys have opened up an office there. So can you tell me more about your center and how that all came about? Because I know people will want to know.
Well, it really was Dr. Bella's idea when we came together. I was working at the Hippocrates Health Institute in West Palm Beach. It's a very famous place. And Bella had her office in her home, raising her kids. And when we came together, we really wanted to create a family practice. We're a family. Our kids get acupuncture. Our parents got acupuncture. And, acupuncture and Chinese medicine and integrative therapies are really for everybody. We're primary healthcare practitioners, which means you can see us like you would see your medical doctor for the same issues. We just don't use surgery and pharmaceutical drugs. We use natural therapies, holistic therapies, integrative therapies to do our work.
So I'm thrilled to let people know about you, because I am a alternative guy from a long ways back. It's so incredible, Dr. Bella, to see a world out there that's growing, you know, 3, 4, 5 years ago, the things you couldn't talk about, the things that you can talk about now. And we're not talking about a long time ago. We're talking about 3, 4, 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And now everything is spreading like wildfire. I think the more people are getting ill, the more they're looking for alternative answers. They're reading up on chemo, they're reading up on pharmaceuticals, and they're not liking what they're seeing. So I would like you to be able to tell our viewers the difference between a primary healthcare practitioner, as simple as that might sound, and what is the difference between you and an MD doctor?
Well, we're doctors of Oriental medicine. I don't like to use the word alternative because it means you have to choose between one or the other. And, you know, we're really integrative. You know, I think the way we work, we support people in the choices they make, you know, and we don't judge anybody where they're at. And, you know, we really believe in the best of both systems, the best of Western medicine and the best of Eastern medicine, to come together, to work together, to serve our clientele, our patients, the best way possible. You know, our primary role in physician, you know, really means teacher. And that's our primary role is education, is educating our patients so that they can make an informed decision for themselves, you know, and then we help support them in those decisions through our therapies, through dietary recommendations, lifestyle recommendations to empower our patients to take responsibility for their own healing process. Because once you give up your power, once you give up your responsibility to doctors, teachers, priests, you know, we're giving that power away, you know, and we need to reclaim that power back to know that, you know, through all these wonderful, you know, they call it the new age, but it's really the old age. You know, these therapies have been around for, you know, Chinese medicine is 2,500 years old. You know, the American Medical Association is 150 years old. So we have legs. And I know when I was going to school and I would call my mom and I would tell her, you know, the things that we're learning, you know, like cupping, which the Olympic swimmer made very, very popular. Michael Phelps. Yeah.
Right.
You know, she goes, oh, I remember, you know, my grandma or my aunt used to do that to us when we had a cold. And so, you know, chicken soup, I mean, it really works. And, you know, Hippocrates Health Institute was raw living foods and wheatgrass juice therapies. So, you know, it's kind of like a no-brainer, you know, if you don't, it just makes common sense, I think, to me.
So, Dr. Bella, I know that you have been studying so many integrated philosophies and medicines, and I would really like to hear about your background and all the things that you have become an expert at.
So I started in 1997. I became fascinated with home birth. My sister was going to chiropractic school, and she started telling me about her home birth. She started assisting in home births, and I found out. I was fascinated. I went online and looked it up, and I found my passion. Because I was in school for theater and dance and in psychology. And when I found that, I went full force into the healing arts. And that was just like the first step. And then I went to midwifery school. It was 3 years. I became a home birth midwife. And on the side, I did massage as well, because body work and working with pregnancy and birth, it's good to have those skills to be a body worker. And eventually, I really wanted to be a holistic physician. And in Florida, there was no laws and rules for naturopathic medicine. I went out to Oregon to check out some schools there. But I figured I wanted to do something that was here and that was already licensed. So I looked into acupuncture and I looked into their laws and rules. And it seemed like I can practice as a holistic physician the way I wanted to under that practice and law for acupuncture. So I went into school for that in 2002 and finished in 2007. We finished the same year. And I just integrated everything I'd learned as a midwife, a massage therapist, as a acupuncture physician, and put them all together in a blend of just being a holistic physician, being able to offer many different modalities. And my favorite thing to do to treat people is just to be open, to listen to them. Because in Chinese medicine, we feel the pulses. There's 9 pulses. There's the tongue. So you do the intake, and then you listen to their pulses and look at their tongue, and then you can come up with a diagnosis, a differential diagnosis that sounds so different than Western medicine. So in Western medicine, they have, these cancer and diabetes, but in Eastern medicine, we don't have those terms. We have like dampness, phlegm,
imbalances,
liver qi, stagnation. A lot of disease comes from stagnation. So my philosophy is to bring the body back into balance, because we believe everyone has an inner physician inside of them, and we help them tap into that inner physician, which is what Dr. Keith said, it's like empowering, teaching people how to find their inner physician and heal from the inside out. So it's a very holistic approach. Western medicine kind of sees us like a machine, like they can just cut us apart and medicate us, but there's no spirit, like we lost spirit. There was some kind of divorce with Western medicine and spirit. But as I learned, like the Mayan ways and the Chinese ways, all the indigenous ways, they never took spirit out of medicine. Like the priests were the doctors, and they were the hammam, they were the shamans. So bringing that back together, I feel like with quantum physics and everything that's happening with quantum physics, it is coming back together. That split of science and spirituality is coming back. I'm really excited about that, because it kind of proves that we are spirit having this physical experience. So we have that holistic approach. We have 4 different bodies: the physical, the emotional, the mental, the spiritual, and we are treating them all as a whole. So that's my passion, just seeing someone as a whole and treating them as a whole.
How long has natural birth been around?
Forever, for thousands of years, and only has been in the hospital for like 150 years. But before that, thousands of years, midwives have been delivering babies.
So there's probably, there'll be a lot of people watching this that are wondering about possible alternatives to childbirth. And what I'd like them to hear is from you, what did you take away from being that midwifery and working with so many people? What message can you send out right now to people that are wondering about giving birth in the future, having another baby? What can you tell them?
I think I would tell them to trust their bodies. When they get pregnant, they don't really have to do anything. Their body is very intelligent and makes that baby. And I tell women, like, all you have to really do is think good thoughts and eat good food. And your body, the intelligence of your body, that inner physician's making that baby. So to trust your body to make the baby, and then go further into the labor and trust your body to continue to do what it knows to do. We don't trust our bodies. We think they're broken. Western medicine sends a signal to us that we are broken and we need help. So that's why women lay down in bed with their legs open. It's like, I always think about like a dying cockroach. When you see a cockroach dying, it's laying on its back with its legs up. And that's not the way women, that's very disempowering. A woman, if you look through thousands of years, they had like a rope hanging, they were squatting, they had a birth stool, they had someone behind them, and they worked with gravity. So the baby, the energy goes down and out. Now, if you're on your back, that energy is not going down and out. It's kind of counterproductive. So I would just say be empowered, be educated, because ignorance is what causes fear. So fear, there's something called the fear, tension, pain cycle. If a woman's in fear, then her body tenses up and then she has pain and it goes around and around. It's a fear, tension, pain cycle. So I counteract that with love.
You need support too. You need support. You need people around you who are supportive. And I think that's one of the issues, the doctors and even the family members. They have limited understanding, and you need people around you, your husband and family, to support you in the decisions that you're making.
Yep. So there's a big spectrum, like fear and pleasure, or pain and pleasure, and it goes around. So there's actually something called orgasmic birth. And even though as painful as birth might be, you can be on the other end and have an actual orgasmic birth. And it's all perception. It's like rewiring what we perceive as pain and working with our breath and our body in a productive way to deliver our baby in a place of love. Because most people are in fear and they're tense and then it hurts. So if you can really expand in that frequency of love and have your baby, then you're open. You're like a beautiful flower just opening up.
You know, every time I speak with you and every time I spend time with you, it hasn't been a lot, but when I do, when we are together, I get this image of you absolutely skyrocketing and becoming a leader for women and a leader for healthy births. You know, it must have been 20 years ago. I just happened to see a video or something about what was then called a French birth, where a woman just it went down, just like you said, and into a hot water bath. And that baby just came out and just kind of swam around. And I said, why don't we do that? What's the deal in that? So I see you, and we're going to talk about one more thing now, because the show is speeding right by. I see you as a leader, the coming leader in women's movement and women's feelings and helping women open up their heart. But there's something else that you're doing that is creating a lot of attention in the world, that celebrities all over the world have taken to this. And so I'm not about to start talking about it. So I'm going to leave this to you to talk about what you know we're going to talk about now.
Okay. So there's something called vaginal steam bathing, and it's not new. But in our Western culture, Gwyneth Paltrow blogged about it in 2015. She has a blog called Goop, and there is a holistic spa in LA. So she made it very popular. And after she blogged about it in 2015, now it's on all the shows, all the famous women in LA and New York. And actually every major city in America is beginning, every spa is beginning to have the yoni. It's a vaginal steam, but you call it a V steam, a yoni steam. And all the indigenous cultures had a different name for it. So I learned the Mayan way, and that's called Bajos. And it's a very holistic healing way to heal a woman, her whole entire reproductive system. And the word yoni is a Sanskrit word. It's an ancient word that means the divine feminine. It means origin of life or sacred space or temple. And it represents her entire reproductive system. So it's more honoring than the word vagina, because the word vagina is a Latin word that means sheath for a sword. And so as a midwife in 1997, all my midwifery books said yoni, and so I discovered that word back then. And I always used it ever since, because it's, you know, they think that other word is a derogatory word, and then they think the yoni is a very feminine, life-giving, nurturing word to use. So
and it's
that's
kind of a fun word too. It's you know, that can roll off the tongue a lot easier than vagina. So I'm all for that. So tell me exactly, how that works. And if someone comes to see you, is it weekly? Is it twice a month? Is it monthly? How exactly does that work? And what can someone expect once they start getting that kind of treatment?
Okay, so I learned about it with the abdominal massage, so it goes hand in hand. But right now it's a standalone treatment. If you want to do it as just a standalone treatment, you could do it with the moon cycle, so like with the new moon, full moon, or every other week, or before or after your menses, or if you're not even having your cycle anymore. That's what a woman who is past her menstruation time would do it with the cycles of the moon, just to keep healthy. So that's just general health. But if other issues are happening, like health issues such as infertility or painful menses, hormonal imbalances, hot flashes, vaginal dryness, or painful intercourse, urinary incontinence, or any kind of prolapse, those would be on a different kind of schedule. And it would have different types of therapies as well, because we do the abdominal therapy and also the internal herbs. So we have these tinctures. So some people are just doing it as a standalone treatment, but I like it as a whole holistic treatment with the other modalities as well.
So when Lauren came to visit you, and by the way, she's sleeping almost through the night, and she's loving it. She loves what you've done for her. So when she came, you did a kind of a massage, and talk about that a little bit.
Okay, that's the Arvigo techniques of the Mayan abdominal therapy, and that is a very holistic way to get the 5 systems of flow flowing in your body, in the abdominal cavity and in the pelvic bowl. We have 5 different systems of flow: the arterial and venous blood supply, the nervous system, the chi, which is the energy, and the lymphatic system. A lot of disease and imbalances are happening because people are stagnated. We sit, like ancient people were walking, we were moving. We sit too much, and our bodies are stagnant. And when things stagnate, I always talk about what happens if a glass of water is just stagnant. The mosquitoes come and they start laying their eggs, and then it gets all mildewy. And this is what happens in our body. Our body's meant to flow. So basically that treatment is just getting your own body to start flowing, and pain disappears, the hormones start flowing right, and everything comes into harmony. And the key word with that treatment is always, my focus is on bringing your own body back to harmony, to balance, to homeostasis, and then it will heal itself. So your beautiful, lovely bride is experiencing her body in harmony, and it feels good. And some people feel like they might be on drugs or something because you're tapping into your endorphins and your serotonin, because that's where it lives. It lives in your gut. And so your immune system's in your gut, your feel-good hormones are in your gut. That's why dogs lay, they just open their bellies for you to rub their bellies, because it feels good, because the serotonin's flowing. And then you sleep better, your hormones are better, your aches and pains are gone, you have more energy. A lot of your symptoms are gone, and it's that simple. But people want to make everything so hard. It's not that hard. And I teach that when they come to see me, I teach self-care, because I want them to think they can go home and heal themselves. They don't have to come to me all the time. Self-care is a huge part of right now. I feel like medicine needs to teach people self-care. So we're very big about education and self-care.
So when people come to see you, just to summarize, because you guys do so much. Yesterday, Keith worked on me and felt like I had, 101 needles all over my body, and it was wonderful. And he, grabbed my wrist, and he's reading my wrist. I'm like, what is he reading there? And then he moves over here. What is he reading over there? And then, he's strong, so you're going to get a great body massage. So let's just summarize again all the wonderful things that you do, that you each really focus on. Keith, let's start with you.
Well, I'm a strong believer in the integrative work we do. Besides the acupuncture and Chinese medicine, which are wonderful tools, we practice craniosacral therapy, which I was drawn to because I was a football player and experienced multiple concussions, actually 3 diagnosed concussions. So I work with the Ricky Williams Foundation and the Upledger Institute on NFL football players, and met Dr. Amalu, who was in the movie Concussion. And I also do my own abdominal organ massage therapy. It's called Chi Nate San, which is what really inspired me to go to acupuncture school and to encourage me to pursue and further my education. And I also teach Tai Chi and Qigong and meditation. Those are just more tools that we can utilize at home on a daily basis. Yeah, you were at that class yesterday. I hope you enjoyed it. And you saw the response. Tai Chi's for everybody. Time Magazine said Tai Chi is the perfect exercise. Dr. Oz said if you want to be healthy and live to 100, do Qigong. And I've been working with these practices, just about my whole life. I started martial arts when I was 16 years old with my neighbor, who was Henry Ford's bodyguard, who started teaching me pressure points. And it never stopped, as a wrestler in high school, and a college football player. And my love and passion has always been the martial arts. But, I wanted to evolve. And I, continued with the yoga and meditation, eventually going to acupuncture school, later on, which was the greatest decision I made in my life, next to marrying this amazing woman that we get to partner together with and just do the work that we're passionate about doing. So
tell us about how people can contact you, and can it be from anywhere, or do they have to be in South Florida? So tell us now about websites and emails and your telephone number.
Sure, yeah, great. So our website's www.agapehealingarts.com, AGAPE. There's a lot of information on our website. You can email us through our website. Our phone number is 561-76-AGAPE or 561-762-4273. We have people from all over. I've treated people from Europe and South America. We have people drive up from Miami and Orlando and Daytona to come visit us. We also do Skype sessions now as well. There's a lot of work we can do over the phone and help direct you and connect you to practitioners in your area if we can't service you. Florida, people are coming and going. We got winter birds all the time, and as well as the people who are here year round. So our website, our email, they can text us or call us on the phone, and we're always available to answer questions. And
Dr. Bella, when somebody feels better about themselves, when they feel more vibrant, when a woman feels more attractive, when a man feels more virile, they're going to put out a different vibe than if they're feeling down and feeling dejected and they're running out of power. If they infuse themselves with all this positive energy that you guys are speaking about, they can turn around their relationships, whether they're married or single. They can really do anything with this change of energy.
That's right.
The first relationship is the relationship with yourself, mm-hmm. and partnership and our family, and community, so it's all an extension. And it's really, it's a minimal investment when people are paying thousands of dollars for health insurance and not getting the treatment they deserve, the treatments that they need, compared to a purse or a nice purse or a nice pair of shoes or some Botox. Self-care is really minimalistic, and you get so much in return for a minimal investment in yourself. So really encourage.
And I hope all the people, at least that are watching here in Florida and South Florida, that they come look you up right away. And, as soon as they come and experience you, more and more people are going to be saying some great things about you. I mean, wow. I mean, just looking at you guys, you exude success and happiness. And I'm thrilled to be a part of your life. And I welcome you into mine. And Lauren and I, we really like you guys. And anyone that's doing the kind of work that you guys are doing and bringing it out into the world, they're high on a list of greatness. And I want to congratulate you guys for all that you're doing.
Thank you so much, Bruce.
Thank you, Bruce.
And Lauren.
Thank you.
Yes, she'll be watching this, believe me. She's not watching right this second, but she'll be watching it as soon as we're done. So thank you so much for coming on the show. I know you guys are so busy. I'm just glad to be able to get you for just a short while. I want people to contact you, make your appointments, go in and see you. I know that every once in a while you even offer, especially if people are watching this show, you might offer a discount if people mention the show and they try.
Yeah, let your audience know that if they call up and they have any questions, they want to make an appointment, and they mention that they saw us on the show, that they get a 20% discount on their first consultation and treatment. It's usually 90 minutes, and we'd be happy to take care of them.
Wonderful. Well, Bella, Keith, wonderful, wonderful work. Great show. Couldn't have expected more, and very excited again to be in your lives and to be able to share you with everybody out there in the world. So thank you for being on the show. I want to welcome everybody who's joined us and say, please spread the word about these wonderful people who are doing such a great job out there in the world. Give them a call. And we'll see everybody next week on another Bruce Starr Love Coach Live show. Bye-bye, everybody. We'll see you again. Good night, guys. Good night.
Good night. Thank you.